Carnival time in this area, ignore the crazy people and the music. Problem here is that this tool post, the Lathe manufacturer, found itself in a bind. What they did is they made essentially the whole Lathe to work at a tool height this height. But to get a compound side to work, you need something to bolt onto, something to swivel, and then you need the tool. If they had put the tool here, you'd have no meat to hold on to, so they had to put the tool one tool height above. For this to work, you have to put that tool inverted. I hate that. I'll explain that a little bit further. Actually, I'll illustrate it at the end when I bring out the Lathe and I finish the mill, and I'll explain and put our tool in and show how it works. So long and short is, they've used the same stock material for this also. Fortunate for me, and that's why I got some extra. So the intention here now is to make an attachment to this that allows me to attach the tool to the correct height so that I can turn properly and not inverted from the opposite side. So this piece, I'm trying to build something that fits here, and it will have just like this a front holder and two side holders, exactly like this. So essentially this will become a little bit longer. If I do the exact, I won't be able to basically mill the piece in here, so it has to be a little bit longer, so about that much. Let me measure, let me cut, let me mill, and let's get it. So for our piece, and last time we were fortunate where we had an edge from the manufacturer. This time it's an hacksaw edge and the edge that they cut on a donkey saw. And yes, yeah, that has a burr, that is not level, this is neither level. So I know I cannot do an end mill like this. What I have to do is facing. So I have to use these sides, which are perfectly fine from the manufacturer, and basically clamping and cut across like this. Problem now is that this cutter doesn't have 1.25 inch length or in excess of that. That's less than that. Reliably probably 3/4 inch. So what I'm gonna have to do is do one piece, flip it around and cross over, and then watch very carefully and cut the other way like that. So instead of getting circular marks like we did last time, we'll end up getting kind of little dimples like on the surface, and you'll see how it looks after we finish. So let's get to that. So our setup, we are going to run this across this face like that, just going back and forth and nip it up. Once we get a clean cut, flip it around, and then this is past center. Use that to sort of gauge if you're correct. We'll be off by a few, so I'll have to sand it after. With these people and the loud music, this is the first side done. This is how it looks. As I said, the pieces are this way, nice fine particles. Great, there's aluminum. When that's steel and that cut you, that stick you in your feet, no fun at all. This is I'm probably gonna get. It feels like about probably 3 or 4 tau. I could have gone on that a little bit extra, but then I can end up chasing myself. Cut a little bit deeper here, I have to flip it, cut a little deeper, and keep going back and forth. So 3 or 4 tau is nothing negligible. When I put this on a piece of emery and I just rub that out, you're not going to notice it. Not that this really matters anyway to the functionality of the device, this is just me being picky. The idiots are making lots of noise. Anyway, I'm getting through, going slowly, 10 tau at a time. As you can see, the chips are different shape as you cut across. When you do the end mill, it's different if you do the side. Those was very light and blown away. These are a lot bigger. As I said, 10 tau at a time. Lots and lots and lots of passes yet to go. So far, this piece I have to cut out. I just milled this piece. This isn't too important. I'm going to cut this out with a hacksaw and then just level back the surface. Flush, put it back up, spin it around because I can't reach here actually bouncing, so that's why I didn't just melt out. And yeah, let's move from there. That's just the slot. That should fit in. It should then become obvious when I put that in how this thing works. So this should look, and it works in fairly well. So that mounts there. It's a little bent. I think I milled the wrong way. I should have milled this way instead of this way. If I had milled this way, it would have been perfectly level to the actual machine. This way I milled has a slight taper. It's barely noticeable. That doesn't really matter anyway when you're centering a tool. But notwithstanding, that's what happened because the vise that is used was not centered, and that doesn't have any kind of locking mechanism or any kind of positioning mechanism that allows you to make it 90/40. So yeah, there's a risk in that. So let me move on to now milling the other parts. Head a lot because I've already shown all the milling and everything else on the other one. This is the rough thing without any finishing on it, and the slots milled in, lots of breeze, so that's making it troublesome. I then use the actual mill to punch down the initial holes so I can get these a bit more straight. I'm going to put the next one here, that I'll do manually. That said, the center of these things, I touched it and I have a little nick here, and that's not going to come off. Unfortunately, that was done with the headlight in the night because the sun had gone already. Little touch here, little touch there, but again, this is the back, so you're not going to see this as soon as it's jammed up, so that doesn't matter. And beyond that, this has to clean up a little bit. This side I'm not seeing much of a touch, and I haven't seen it on this side, but yeah, this one's a little annoying. So draw a line between these two, get the center point, center punch, drill these out, tap them. I only have 2 more bolts left. I didn't work this all right when I was doing this thing. In fact, I think I was only doing 1 2-post holder and I ended up doing 2. So doing a double 2-post holder, I lost 2 bolts there, which would have gotten my 4 here, and then I used 1 to build a tap, which I forgot about. Then I'm going to drill the next hole. So I need 5. I have 1 practically. This one has already been damaged. Let's use that word. Although it wouldn't matter because the threads here is what's going to end up going into this, so I could still use it for demonstration purposes. But yeah, maybe I buy 6 or 8 of these because this seems to be relatively good size for this, useful if I'm building anything else. So maybe I buy 8 or 10 of these next trip to the hardware. So that's where we're at now. Punch, drill these holes to the correct size, tap them with this. Item before painting. It looks lovely. Of course we can see the milling marks. Not the greatest at milling. I probably should have done, and this is slightly bent. In fact, it looks a little bit more bent than I think. But anyway, yes, that should have done this way. I would have gotten an even flow this way, where there's I milled it. Actually, I milled it this way on the lathe, and because of that, if the chuck is in 90, slightly at an angle, you will get an angle here. I should have thought of that. And drill tapped, finished off there. Again, the machine marks inside, I'm not even bothering to try removing that. That's where it's going to grip, so that doesn't matter. I've rounded all the edges, tried to take it off so it isn't as dangerous because it's a really sharp device if you just leave it as is. Slight scrape there, I'm noticing. Apart from that, it looks pretty good. One of these sides have here, this one was a little close to the edge, but after sanding, you're not seeing the effects of it, but this is a little close to the edge here. That's a little defect there. One would argue, and I would argue too, that it looks better silver than it does look black, and it doesn't show as good black on the camera, but the deco of the lathe is black, and secondly, this is going to corrode. It looks great that I've now finished polished this 5 minutes ago. Looks perfect, but it's aluminum and it is going to corrode and it is going to look dull and kind of stupid, so I am going to paint it. Finished item, not too bad at all. Sun is going on, so hopefully if I tilt this properly and we get the reflections, you can see it. Yeah, it came out okay. There's that little nick we talked about earlier, but yeah, and you still see tool marks. Obviously paint doesn't hide that, but that's where the tool is going, so that doesn't matter. All in all, not bad at all. Piece of stainless steel 3/8 is destined to become an ice pick. I expect up to about here, I'm going to embed into a wooden handle. This front piece has the taper, so it's a perfect example to show what was a problem with the compound slide, because this is what I use a compound slide to cut a taper, and why the piece I made works. The sun is coming in, so the shadows are going to be a problem. Trying the light on the phone, hopefully that works. Okay, this is the compound slide. This is it set up to do a 30-degree angle. I'm not sure how visible that is, but this is set at 30. There's a little line there, and that's 30. So when I turn this, it moves that way at a 30-degree angle. This workpiece is spinning this way, well, this way, sorry, right? So it's cutting on the tip of this. It looks fine from on top. Let's have a look at it from the side. From the side, I'm not sure how visible this is, but from the side, this workpiece is the tool is much higher than the workpiece. This tool tip must be center the workpiece for this to work. This is in fact above the head, so it will touch halfway in here, which will not cut. That will not work. So to To make this work, I need to flip this tool. Flip the tool. Hopefully we can see with the light here. The sunlight is really killing us. Anyway, now we flip the tool. That in fact is correct. It's centered to this piece. However, this is turning this way. So it's hitting this first, not the tip, not the cutting edge. For that to work, I need to come on this side and have a flip tool on this side, in which case the piece will be coming up and touch this first, not coming down and touching this side first. That is an extreme pain. That means I'll be machining from this side coming in. The chips are forming on the opposite side from what I can see, not the top, not on the side that I'm comfortable with. Crap. Especially with this thing being 130 something US. I'll stick in the price and the link on the top. Well, not the link, that's the cutout of the price. But 130 something US, and I can't machine the way I'm normally machining with everything else. I have to machine inverted from the opposite side feeding in. That is crap. So let's try the attachment and see how that works. It's gone down, it's a little bit more visible. Let's look at our revised position. So we've attached the fabricated holder. Let's have a look on the side and see how this reaches center wise. And if we look, yes it is. Let me bring it in a little bit closer and we could have a look. Oh gosh, that's taking a bit. Right, if you notice, our tool post head here is very close to the center, and that is what we want to machine. So this works, it works well. I'll take a cut just to prove to myself that it works, but this is perfect. This is exactly what I want, and this is what was not occurring before. Proof this is working really well. This is stainless steel. Have a look. We're getting our taper. It's running up perfectly. This would never have worked if it was in the wrong position. If it was not centered, this would have been a nightmare trying to machine this side stainless steel on an aluminum bed lathe. There's no way I would have gotten that level of finish on this piece if this wasn't properly centered. So it definitely worked out well, and this is probably costing me about probably $4 US. So yeah, great for that price. Can't go wrong considering the price of this.